Às vezes a gente passa por situações que trazem ansiedade, estresse ou até um medo que são difíceis de controlar. Passa um tempo, a gente lembra da situação e se pergunta: por que eu me senti tão mal por causa daquilo? Fala sério, desnecessário. Agora imagina conseguir não se apegar a essas sensações no momento em que elas aparecem. Imagina você conseguir sozinho evitar essa oscilação de emoções de um extremo ao outro. Leslie Temple First indica algumas técnicas para que isso aconteça na prática. Eu estou indo encontrar com ela e com Brad Leffin agora, e se você quiser, vamos saber mais.
Many people are uncomfortable with their personalities. They feel negative at times, they feel lost. Their negative side of the personality can be very distressing, and they seek to change themselves. If they can get the information that it is possible to change one's personality, there are many people who choose to do that. There are a series of different kinds of techniques that we have developed that if people use them, they change.
Processing, the way we use the word processing, it's a way to clear the ego. In other words, it's a way to have a personality that is much more aligned. It's a way to actually become a happier person.
You learn the techniques, you can move structures in consciousness that are problematic very, very quickly. And one can do it for oneself. You don't have to have a therapist or even necessarily a teacher once you've learned the techniques. So part of why it's so fast is because you can do it at home on your own when you're in a difficult situation. And there you get immediate results. The techniques are easy to learn, they're simple to use, and you can use them all the time whenever you feel a discomfort or a block in yourself. And so it's a self-therapy in a way, and I think people really like that.
The neutral witness is also called the neutral observer, and it's a way that we can observe from a neutral place the way the personality is behaving. So we can tell when we're in an emotional reaction to something by connecting with that neutral observer or that neutral witness. And you could even say that the neutral witness is it's the first connection that we make with our spiritual self. That spiritual part of us comes in and helps to balance the personality so that we don't have wild swings between negative and positive. And so we're not so buffeted by the world. We're not so pushed and pulled in a painful way by traumatic experiences, by heavy emotional reactions like negativity and anger, pain, fear. Those are all the things that really are so hard to deal with. And the neutral witness is a way to bring oneself into an alignment so that we're not so, we don't suffer so much when we experience those things. Polarities is the most basic technique. It's the first technique that we teach of clearing the personality. Basically what one does is when you're in a situation where you're feeling something that's uncomfortable inside of you because of a person in your life or a situation in your life, you're experiencing things like negativity, anger, pain, fear, those are the times that you want to use the polarity processing technique. And it's a simple journaling technique, and it's a way that you can, you name the process that you're in, for example, anger. And then what you do is you write anger in your journal, and you find the opposite, and you also write the opposite down. So for anger it might be love or peace. And simply by naming the two opposites, you've suddenly come into a neutral place. You're able to see that you're in one side of a polarity, because the world that we're living in is a world of duality. And we flip-flop between the two sides, between negative and positive all the time. And so if we can simply name the two sides of the duality, that helps us to connect with our spiritual self when we find the neutral, balanced place.
The polarization that exists, the good, bad, right, wrong, pain, pleasure, and all of the different negative, positive dualities that everybody has, can be unified in a way that frees a person from the difficulties that the personality can create.
The triangle technique is the next technique. It's the second technique that we teach after polarities, because it takes the polarities to the next level. So, like I said, you name, in the polarity technique, you name the two opposite sides of a duality. And with triangles, what you do is you try to find what we call the ascended balance. So, for example, the easiest way to explain it is to just give an example, so that's what I'll do. The example we gave before was anger and love. And we try to find a word that helps us to balance those two opposites and also bring us into a higher state of consciousness. So, in this example, it might be something like the peace that passeth all understanding. And that brings us to a place that transcends both anger and love that is love that's polarized. Does that make sense? It's more of an unconditional love.
Well, I have used them on myself for my own journey of awakening, and I was so astounded at their effectiveness, and I saw so many people suffering that I couldn't wait to share them with everybody. I really felt as though it would make a huge difference in people's lives, and it was really from a place of love and compassion that I wanted to help people get past their suffering. Many people choose to suffer. And there's one state of pain that one can go into, but if one takes that state of pain and hangs on to it, then it becomes real suffering. And I don't think it's necessary to suffer. It's a choice.